Well, I think as far as knuckleball is concerned, it's a great contest between ball and bat. So you've seen that batters have been coming up with various kind of shots, which you've been seeing right from reverse sweep to flick to ram shots. So I think as bowlers you also have to stay on top of the game, and the advantage of knuckleball is basically you don't give much of a cue to the batsman, and because when you bowl a knuckleball, the seam is always straight and it's facing towards the batsman, so it's very hard for a batsman to pick knuckleball in terms of speed variation because the seam is straight. And I think that's why a lot of bowlers have seen success with that. I personally have seen a lot of success with that, even though I've started using knuckleball quite late in my career. But that's something which is a great asset as a bowler to have, and especially in this format, because where batsmen are looking at being more aggressive, looking to play big shots all the time, and especially at the back end of the innings. When your intent is to hit big shots, you are looking to hit sixes, then there is more chance when you bowl a knuckleball that because of the speed variation you end up giving a scare to fielders. So I think that's why you are seeing a lot of bowlers have opted for use of knuckleball especially.
The second question about Indian fast bowler you see going to England from after these performances in IPL. Any specific fast bowler that you see?
Well, I think if you look at the combination which Indian team has been having, there is a very healthy competition at the top. So I would say that yes, in terms of talent and the performances of all these youngsters is going to go a long way in their careers for sure, because IPL has certainly been a platform to get noticed. So I'm sure that in terms of the bench strength and the kind of learnings you get playing a good season of IPL, and in terms of your confidence by sharing the dressing room with players from different parts of the world, and especially in terms learning more about the preparation, the planning, that goes a long way. So I think it's great to see a lot of young Indian bowlers performing consistently well at this tournament.
Next question, please.
Better you become the bowler. So it's obviously both methods, philosophies cannot work, isn't it?
Well, I mean, workload has to be managed is a fact, but you got to be smart about it as well. So if you have a hectic season, if you're playing a lot of matches, personally, when I've always emphasized that match practice is the best practice. So if you're in good rhythm and the workload as a bowler is high, then you got to just manage your workload in practices, which means that if you have to skip few sessions because you bowled in the match and you don't feel the need, if you're in good rhythm, you don't really feel the need of topping it up. So that practice session is not going to help you in terms of managing the workload. So I think in consultation with your trainers and physios, you got to figure out a formula which works for you. There are a lot of bowlers who prefer to have that bowl before the match, just for the psychological advantage of it. That you can't help, So that is something is a very individual call. But as a bowler, you got to figure out a way of managing. I think I've never endorsed staying away from matches just because the workload is high. And I've played. There was a stage where I was playing all the 3 formats of the game, and through that phase as well, I used to make sure that if there is no requirement of me bowling in the nets, I would manage my workload in the nets rather than missing a match or resting a match out.
There has been some discussion on this also from these cricket board people. They're talking about batsmen going to England and playing, getting used to it. Why are they not talking about bowlers actually going there and getting used to the conditions there? Isn't it seamers? Well, talking about Kohli should go, but why not somebody else, Jasprit Bumrah or whatever you feel?
Well, I mean, Ishant Sharma is playing the county right now, so that's something again. it's a very individual call if someone has to go and play county. So far, I've not seen there is a structure where the board is suggesting that a player should go and play county. It's been individual call. I think if even Virat playing county is an individual call. It's not a team call, or it's not a board's call. So I feel that call is very personal. It depends on each individual player to take that call. Whether he needs the exposure to the conditions. I don't see right now that many players have not toured England. I think the kind of squad we have, most of them have been to England. They've played cricket in England, so they are pretty aware about what kind of conditions England is going to offer, and they can prepare accordingly. So if anyone feels that he has to go and get used to the condition, then that becomes an individual call.
Zach, you have played in England county cricket. This time the Test series is going to follow the one-day cricket and T20 series. Do you think that 1.5 months is good enough time to get used to the conditions there?
I think it's more than good enough time to get used to condition. If you start with one day and T20 matches, then that's certainly going to give you enough time to get acclimatized. And most of the players are playing both the formats. I think all the three formats. So your key players will certainly get enough time to get used to the wickets, to get used to the conditions. And one thing with England for sure, the weather is not consistent, so it can change anytime. So even if you get prepared for conditions, if it's overcast conditions, the ball is going to swing around. So there's nothing much you can do about it. So you can get used to the conditions, but end of the day, you got to have the right frame of mind. You got to have the right technique to deal with it, be it as a bowler or as a batsman.
Is the English summer? We are going to play the Test series in August and September. The best time, actually, not in May and June. It's June,
Yeah,
July.
that's the best weather to play cricket. I think the weather is consistent around that time. It's nice and sunny. The wickets will be maybe on the drier side if the sun is out. So yeah, it should work.
All right, thank you very much. I think this brings us to